Barcelona are building something terrifying. Not slowly, not cautiously. They are definitely doing it quietly. Anthony Gordon, done. Julián Álvarez pushing for the move. Marcus Rashford is still very much alive in the background, and somehow, despite all the financial chaos, despite all the restrictions, despite all La Liga watching every euro they spend, Barcelona are moving like a club that believes a new era is at foot. But here's something scary. Here's the scary part. This isn't just about signing stars. This is about Hansi Flick creating the most aggressive Barcelona attack we have seen since MSN, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. And Julián Álvarez might be the final piece of that puzzle. First things first, let's start by talking about why does Julián Álvarez want out of Atlético Madrid? A year ago, about 2 years, I think it was in June of 2024, Atlético Madrid believed that they have secured their future. They spent huge money to bring Julián Álvarez, a warrior, a presser, a goal scorer, a player built for Diego Simeone, but now the relationship is under pressure. Because Julián Álvarez wants something bigger, not just trophies, not just status. He wants to elevate himself. He wants football that elevates himself into the global elite. And according to reports, Barcelona is now his clear priority. That changes everything in the entire market, because once a player chooses Barcelona, the pressure shifts completely onto the club. Now Barcelona have to find a way to make it possible. Now Barcelona have to find a way to make the impossible possible, which leads us to the price tag that Atlético Madrid wants. Atletico Madrid do not want to sell. We need to make that very clear, especially not to Barcelona. And definitely not after spending massive money to bring him in. That is why sources around Spain are suggesting that Atletico Madrid would demand a package of somewhere around £100 million, 100 million euros or more, even somewhere around 100 million euros or more to even start serious negotiations. And this is where the story becomes fascinating, because Barcelona are still operating under La Liga's financial restriction. The famous 1v1 rule still controls everything. What does this mean? It means that for every euro Barca spends, they need to match financial space. That comes with player sales, salary reductions, new revenue stream, sponsorship income, and of course, contract restructuring. Which means Barcelona transfer window isn't just about football, it's about financial chess. And that is something that they have to keep on playing if they want to stay in the race for top players like this. A lot of fans hear about the 1:1, one in and one out rule, and they think it simply means that Barcelona is broke. It is a little bit deeper than that. In the 1v1 rule basically means Barcelona can only spend what they are financially cleared to spend under La Liga regulations. So if Barcelona generate 100 million euros in financial margin, they can use 100 million euros in the transfer market. And if they don't, the restrictions become really complicated. Deals will stall, contracts can't be financially finalized properly. And remember, Barcelona have already committed major resources this summer already. Anthony arriving is huge financially. The new wages that are coming in, the transfer installments, the agent fees. And so if Julián Álvarez arrives too, Barcelona will almost certainly need exits, big exit might I add, for Julián Álvarez to come into the team. And that brings us to Marcus Rashford. And this is where Marcus Rashford becomes an angle that a lot of people are not talking about, but something that is going to be incredibly important for Barcelona. Because Marcus Rashford was initially viewed as one of Barcelona's major attacking targets this summer. Someone that they wanted to keep, but wanted to keep on his own terms. But this is still a player that can provide pace, directness, transitional threat, versatility across the front line. And in fact, to give you guys something that you have not forgotten in a long time, he was the one that scored the free kick against Real Madrid to get the trophy over to the Camp Nou. But now, Gordon's signing has definitely changed a lot of things. Because Gordon already offers explosive left-sided energy that Marcus Rashford was dead, and Julián Álvarez gives them something that is even more valuable: elite pressing combined elite finishing. That combination may be Barcelona's absolute choice. Do they continue chasing Marcus Rashford, or do they pivot completely something different and building, or do they pivot completely toward building around Alvarez? That is what they need to focus on. And of course, financially, that matters massively, because Barcelona probably cannot do all three deals comfortably unless departures happen. But the truth about it is that the question still lies: why does Hansi Flick want Julián Álvarez? The tactical part nobody should ignore in this situation. Julián Álvarez is a perfect person, is a perfect figure for Hansi Flick football. He is relentless when it comes to pressing. His constant movement, his vertical attacking, his rotational freedom, and for more importance is his ability to create something from absolutely nothing. Here is one of the few forwards in world football that can play as a false nine, can underneath, can drift wide, can press like a midfielder, can score like elite goals. Imagine a front line of Gordon attacking the space, Yamal creating chaos, and Julián Álvarez pressing defenders into mistakes and actually putting the goal away. That is not the traditional Barca football, I understand, but this right here is controlled violence. This right here is heavy metal football. This right here is literally putting their foot on your neck until you buck. It is fast, it is aggressive, and it's of course creative. And honestly, it looks terrifying. It sure does. But there is a reality check in this situation. But here is the reality. Wanting Julián Álvarez and signing Julián Álvarez, two different things. Atletico Madrid are not going to help Barcelona in any way. The fee will be enormous, the financial restrictions are still real, and La Liga regulations and the registration rules remain a major obstacle for Barcelona. Barcelona will likely need player sales, wage reductions, financial restructure, and probably another lever somewhere in the process before this deal can truly happen. But the fact that the story is moving seriously tells us something important. Barcelona believe they are back. The rebuilding is not rebuilding anymore. They are not surviving anymore. They are competing for every single thing. And they are going to be going for that Champions League, that coveted Champions League position in next year situation. If they pull this off, the balance of power in Europe has changed yet again, from PSG and Bayern Munich to now Barcelona sitting on top of the flipping throne. A front three built around Gordon, Yamal, and Julián Álvarez, with Marcus Rashford waiting in the background. Hansi Flick is truly building something of a pressing machine, a club gambling that they can outrun financial reality long enough to return to the top of Europe. That's the key part. This isn't just another transfer saga. This is Barcelona trying to announce to the world that the giant is coming for the throne of Champions League yet again. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the follow button, share it with your friends that are Barcelona fans or Atletico fans if you want to see them tear up. But make sure you guys hit that like button because we are on our way to hitting that 2,000 subscribers mark. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.